Hello and welcome from my Kickstart Fat Loss kitchen. I'm just going to make a really nice, simple, quick and easy lunch using leftovers, because I think one of the things people are always saying to me is I haven't got time to cook, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. And I just want to show you how quick and easy it is to get going. So the first thing I've done first of all is there's some broccoli going into it. So I've just used some nice little broccoli stems and I've just got them all cut up really quick and easy, because I'm just going to give them a little steam. So the water's on and I'm just going to cover that and put that on maybe just for about 3 minutes, because I don't really want to be losing too many nutrients, but I want something really warm on this sort of winter's day. And one of the great things about broccoli is, first of all, it's green, and the second thing, obviously, well, maybe not obvious to you, is it's full of something called diethyl blah blah blah, I can't even pronounce it, but fundamentally all we need to know is that it helps to remove false estrogens from the body. So it's great for balancing our hormones. So that's on and steaming. And then my next key ingredient is going to be some coconut oil. So we're going for a good big teaspoon of that, and that's what we're going to saute some pre-cooked chopped onions. Now those onions have, as I say, I've gone for a red onion. I like that, it's nice and mild. And onions are great detoxers of the body as well, and I just think they give a really lovely flavour to anything. And then another key ingredient, looks a bit strange, is just some frozen ginger. So I'm just putting that in with the coconut oil and just going to let it all soften. So the reason we use the coconut oil is that it's great, it's less carcinogenic than some of your olive oils. So olive oil is great, we should be using it, but as a dressing or on a very low heat. But coconut oil holds its own. And there's also lots of research that shows, because it's a medium chain fatty acid, it really helps with the belly fat as well. Now if you can hear some clunking in the background, it's Mr. Gatsby. It's my kitchen, obviously I'm preparing for myself. He wouldn't normally be here if we were doing any prep for anyone else. So I'm just turning the heat down there, getting a wooden spoon and just giving that a little bit of a sizzle. Okay, so just turning that heat right down. So as I said, we're going to be adding our very finely cut red onions, so in that goes, and we're going to give that a little bit of a stir around. So as I said, onions really great, really good for detoxification, nice for flavour as well. And we just want it on a low heat, we want to keep everything soft. Ginger's a great ingredient to be adding. Again, it's antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal. In fact, it's everybody's favourite antique. Again, it gives a nice warming flavour. So particularly if you're someone that's feeling the cold, which I can tend to do, then it's great to add ginger to your foods. It really helps to warm the system, helps with your thyroid health, and so on and so forth. So we just want these to just be gently sauteing. We don't want them to be browning and crisping. So that might take a couple of 2 or 3 minutes that the broccoli is steaming. So while that's all sort of going on, I can talk to you about just some of the benefits of the Kickstart Fat Loss way of living. I've just finished a 14-day program with 23 people, and the results have been amazing, and they've all been eating these kinds of foods. So there we go, there's the broccoli just finished. So I'm just going to put that on. I'm just going to leave it covered while I'm just happy with my onions coming up to where I need them to be. So sorry, I was talking about the Kickstart Fat Loss away. So people are having things like coconut oil and they're sauteing onions, and we're eating loads and loads of greens. I mean, you can't get enough greens. Ideally we want to be taking about 2 pounds of green vegetables in a day. So if you think about what you are or aren't having, then obviously, you know, that's something to be considering. And we take them in 2 ways. We obviously eat them. We can, you know, fresh and salad, but sometimes you don't always want a salad, which is why I like the low cooking. And then obviously the other way is in your green juice. And just to clarify, if you're sticking everything in a blender, you're not making a juice, you're making a smoothie. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but as a juice therapist, I just want to clarify that if it goes in a big machine and the juice comes out, then that's a juice. If you're putting everything and whisking it up with a bit of water, that's a smoothie. Then they are not the same thing. Okay, so my ginger's gently softened, so I'm just going to just give that a final mix through so everything's nicely coated. Okay, and then what I'm going to add is, this is again the great thing, I said this was the leftovers, is I've just taken some chicken thighs. So they've been cooked, I've had those a couple of days ago, and I like to batch cook. So if I'm cooking some chicken thighs, I might cook 12 or even 18 at a time, because there's me and Dan in the house. So we've got loads of chickens. Sometimes then we might freeze or we might eat, and then we're just going to put it in. So nice and simple, just whacking that in there. Just going to toss it through. Little bits going out. Mr. Gatsby will get that. Sorry, no one's noticed from the EH show. Okay, and then what you're obviously left with, because I've been using chicken thighs, is I've got the chicken bones. I wonder if you can see them there. I'll hold one up for you. So for those of you that are into making chicken broth, then again straight away they can be going in a pot with some carrots, some onions, some celery, different herbs and spices, and allow it to simmer. And then you've got this amazing, as the Americans call it, bone broth, or as my granny used to just call it, chicken stock. Okay, same thing, but again very nourishing, and for some people, you know, they're going to find that incredibly beneficial. My favorite ingredient at the moment, some turmeric. Okay, so I just whack a load of that in. Again, turmeric's really great anti-inflammatory. It's used a lot in Asian cooking and Ayurvedic medicine for all its incredible healing properties. So that's just getting stirred through there. I'm just going to turn the heat up a little bit now, and then I'm just going to add my lovely steamed broccoli there. Look at that colour, still vibrant. Okay, none of that grey cooking that you used to get when your granny used to put the sprouts on before in November, ready for Christmas dinner. And I think that's what's turned so many people off their cooking. Okay, so again, I just let that stir through, and then I'm just going to leave it a couple of minutes. We'll just put a little lid on it. I don't have a big pan lid, or do I? Oh yes, I do. Here we go. So I'm just letting that capture all the flavours. So there we go. I think one of the things people always find really fascinating, particularly when they join the Kickstart programme, is just how much food they are eating and how many inches and pounds they are losing whilst they're gaining tremendous health benefits. So we've had people sleeping better, we've had people's children noticing that mummy's in a much better mood over the last 14 days as they've got off the sugar roller coaster. We've had some people's period pains and gynecological problems, migraines, all of them have improved. Now some people also have found that they've maybe been a little bit bloated, or they felt a little bit uncomfortable, and that's partly because their bodies are just getting used to digesting and changing the way of eating. But you know, they'd all lost inches, and they've all found it incredibly beneficial to do. But you know, I just want to share with you all the pros and cons, and you know, the ways to work through our way of eating, because that's what it's become for me, is a way of eating. And you know, everybody's sort of having a treat or a cheat over the weekend, and some of them have already discovered that foods they thought were amazing just aren't doing it for them. Okay, so this is all nicely heated through. Okay, now if I wanted to, and I had some in the fridge, I might add a little bit of Koyo yogurt, so some coconut yogurt through there, just to make it a little bit creamier in texture, or I can leave it just as it is. So heat off. So just to show you there's a great big huge plate of chicken and turmeric with broccoli. I'm just going to have a little, it's going to be lovely and hot, and this is what, love it. This is just my favourite way of eating, so easy. So I've been talking to you for about 9 minutes. There was about 2 minutes prep, so basically in less than 15 minutes I have made this great big huge plate of hormone balancing, nourishing, revitalising, lovely food, all cooked from scratch. I know exactly what's in it, and I know exactly how it's going to benefit. If you'd like to find out a little bit more, why don't you come and join us on our next Kickstart programme, or just drop me a message and ask me how I can support you to find your way back to you. Happy cooking!